Hi, I'm Ivan Zoot for Rock Paper Shears. Previously we talked about shape crafting. We talked about resting our scissors on our finger for scissor over finger technique. We talked about the importance of balance, stability, and control when cutting a shape. We talked about using our 5.5. This is my premium series 440C 5.5, and I've got my finger rings, this one happens to be purple, that really custom fit that scissors. It's an extension of my hand and thereby an extension of my head. I see what I want to do in my mind, I see it in my eyes, and my hands naturally are able to follow my work because I'm comfortable and confident in the tool. Let's look at another cutting technique. Let's look at a technique for cutting vertical sides in men's haircutting. You know, a lot of time in men's haircutting, we talk about something called rectilinear sculpture. That's a big fancy phrase, rectilinear, that refers to the idea that we're going to cut horizontal tops and vertical sides. And where a vertical side intersects with a horizontal top, we have a weight corner. We don't want to cut that corner off. That weight corner is fundamental to creating strong, bold, masculine haircut shapes. The challenge is many of us, when cutting over the top of our finger and cutting over the top of the head, as we tend to round down the haircut from top dead center into the side of the haircut, we work our way down and we will lop off that corner. But that strong corner is fundamental to the strength of our shape. So what I want to share with you is a technique or a concept that will reinforce the strength of that corner in rectilinear sculpture, horizontal tops and vertical sides. Rather than cutting scissor over finger, our classic technique, that's scissor over finger vertical like that. And again, don't cut past the second knuckle. Create a guide, follow the guide, don't lose and don't cut the guide. Those are all basic haircutting principles, and remember, we're never going to lose our principles. We're going to adhere to those principles through all of our cutting opportunities, but we're going to change up our hand position. Now, instead of cutting scissor over finger, because scissor over finger tends to cause us to round out the haircut, we're going to switch to something called vertical palm to palm. Vertical palm to palm looks like this. I'm going to stand perpendicular. Previously, I was standing behind my client. I'm going to move over here, and stand perpendicular to my work, right in front of my work. In this case, I'm going to take a vertical parting. I'm going to comb the hair out away from the head, held on the inside of my fingers. Vertical, fingers are straight up and down, palm to palm. When I come in and cut, notice what happens. I switch my position and my two palms are facing each other. That's where it gets the name palm to palm. The cutting will look like this. I'll take a vertical section, isolate the hair that I want, comb away the hair that I don't. I'm going to take this, and I'm not showing you this from my perspective. I'm showing you this in perspective, 90 degrees. You're at the client's nose to be able to truly see this. I comb this out away from the head with my fingers held straight up. Palm to palm, I cut to the second knuckle. Then I recomb, I regrip, I look for my guide, and I cut it again. I'm going to switch to my finer teeth for a little more control. I comb, and I cut it again. That is vertical palm to palm. Now you'll notice with my fingertips held upward and my palm facing out, it is very awkward and difficult to round out the corner. This is where preservation of the corner between the horizontal top and the vertical sidewall becomes so significant. My top is horizontal, my side is vertical, but by coming in vertical palm to palm, the tendency is if I'm going to oops this, I'm not going to oops it like that, I'm more likely to oops it like this, what we call over square. Think George Michael, think Wham, think 1980s, late 80s, maybe early 90s, haircutting, that over square, heavy 80s geometry. I can always come back in and take that corner off if I've cut it over square and so I have a little bit of a geometric wedge to it. I can always take that back in vertical. But if I've cut it under square, if I've cut the corner off, I can't pick the corner up and put the corner back on. Strong argument for, instead of vertical palm out, palm in backwards, coming in vertical palm to help maintain the corner. Now, I cut the top horizontal, I cut the side vertical. At the intersection, when I comb this up and hold it up, there's going to be a weight corner. And that's what we're looking for with classic men's haircutting. Rectilinear, horizontal tops, vertical sides, don't cut off the corner. We can soften the corner or bevel the corner a little bit if there's too much weight based on the client's density, texture, and cranial shape, but that's probably a conversation for another video.